All right, here we go. Once again, getting you ready for great action coming up this weekend. Now we're going to focus in on a really great card Saturday at Turfway Park. 4 stakes races, and I think they're extremely competitive, and it's going to be bonkers. It's going to be bonkers, but we can get our prices, and that's what we're looking for. All right, let's get down to business. The first stakes race on the docket today is race 6. It's the My Charmer Stakes. 1 mile is your distance. Race number 6. 11 runners signed on for this one here. Crossley to the inside will close. Has never been on the synthetic there at Turfway or anywhere for that matter. But Caitlin, or Greatness rather, is quite proficient. The thing that we look for, you see a lot of horses that run on the synthetic at Woodbine, and unfortunately that form does not translate directly to Turfway, but I still think it's valuable if you've got that experience, and Caitlin, or Greatness, does. Literate is another runner that's got experience over the synthetic and will close like a freight train. Queen's Command got a little rating, little early speed, but yet to win in 14 starts on the synthetic. That's not good. Nana Bush has some speed, is very interesting. Landed has real speed. Then Vina Arana is a closer that'll sit and make that move, also closing like a freight train. Next up, going to be rating just off the pace. She's Looking Lucky, has some speed to use there. Trial, they're stretching out, so they might use some of that speed earlier. And Louder Than Words, really nice rating, pressing style, and could really be heard from that spot to the outside. With no experience on the synthetic, we'll see how she responds to this. Now, looking at all these runners, I find myself going to a runner that I feel like they're going to be in a good spot to close. I love closers at Turfway Park. It just seems like there have been some times when Speed's been able to get away, no doubt about it. But I like runners that are going to make a move. And while this horse is not run at Turfway Park at all, first off, I love her closing kick. I love her connections. I love that she'll be coming now 3rd off the layoff. And I actually like those first 3 starts of the career over the synthetic at Dundalk in Ireland. And she got better the more she went over that. So I think that she's in a good spot now with this 3rd off the layoff, going back to synthetic. I think she'll be in the perfect spot, and I think we'll get great value on her. She is 12-1. Nah, she might be 10-1 when it's all said and done. We'll take her in that particular race. The My Charmer Stakes, we go with the number 7, Vina Arana. From there, we go to the next race. It's the Holiday Inaugural Stakes. Race number 7 is 6 furlongs in distance. You get 13 runners signed on here. Ms. Tart will make the move from off the pace. Ellen J has some speed. Pondering, a little bit of speed. Lithe Spirit, press, maybe even close. She's a Funky Drummer, has some speed, but it's been closing lately. Uphill Dance, some pressing speed to offer. Civetta, I think they'll be up close trying to just kind of stalk. Gata Brazil has some speed. Nicest Pie closes like an absolute freight train. Minx Palace closes not too shabby. Has no experience over the synthetic. Nikki Nine Doors. Experience over the synthetic, got a little bit of speed. Girl of My Dreams has all the speed. And then Johanny to the outside. If they get in, she's a deep closer. So here's the thing. There are some horses that have some pushing kind of speed, but there's not a tremendous amount of pace in the race. But even with that, I still think it's going to set up for the horse that just likes to run over other horses. Nice as Pie. First off, Gabriel Saez does a really good job. He doesn't win at a huge percentage, but he's that guy. He's that guy when you're 3 for 4 in the pick 4, 4 for 5 in the pick 5. He's the one you miss. Doesn't happen very often. He doesn't win at a great percentage, but he is viable. And I think with this runner, I think he's going to sit just off the pace, and I think they have an amazing closing kick. They've proven how much they like the synthetic at Turfway Park. I think we're going to get some decent value since she hasn't won a race in about 7 starts. But I'm going to go with Nice as Pie in race number 7. That's the Holiday Inaugural at Turfway, race number 7. Right? Let's move on. Race number 8 on the card. Ooh-wee! This is the Prairie Bayou. 1 mile in distance. Race number 8, 13 runners. Okay? Wagstaff has speed to the inside. Horsepower has speed. Cameo Performance does not. He's a closer. Theismann has all kinds of speed. Dresden Rowe, presser. Best actor, closer. Quattrocentro, speed. Henro, closer. Otago, closer. Chiron, closer. Simply Furious, closer. Encino, speed. Naptown will close if they get into the race. I think even if you do have a couple of horses that might scratch out, I think that there is still enough push here for the pace, and I think it's going to set up for a closer, and I'm taking a chance on Cameo Performance. Now, I say taking a chance because Cameo Performance, he hasn't won a race in a long time. But I like the way he ran over the synthetic at Woodbine, even though that doesn't necessarily correlate. I just like the closing kick. I think now, fourth off the layoff, Irad Ortiz in the irons. I think he'll get a really good trip, and then I hope this horse responds. I think if he does, we're going to get great, great value on this runner as they get into position to run down the speed in this race. Going a mile, I think it's going to be great for this horse turning back in distance. I just like Cameo Performance to just be too powerful in the stretch and to win the race, and I think we'll get some value as well. Now, it's time to go to the final race of these stakes races that we're focusing on. Race number 9 in here is the Holiday Cheer. 6 furlongs. Race number 9, 14 runners signed on. Saturday at Gulfstream Park. Okay, so taking a look at what's happening with these runners here. Coming in hot to the inside, coming off the layoff as we go 6 furlongs. Might be forwardly placed. Run Carson's got some speed. Howard Wolowitz, turning back a little bit in distance, has pressing speed. Out on bail, speed. Arrest Me Red, ooh, what a classy horse. Likes to be up close, but I don't think they want to dictate, but they'll be up close for sure. Lucky Score, closer. Roll on Big Joe, speed. No balls. This is just a great, classy horse that'll be in the right spot no matter what they do. They can go to the front end, but they'll most likely want to sit off of the leaders. Run Curtis, run, deep closer. Lofty Adjudicator, pressing speed. Joe Shiesty, pressing speed. Script, I thought about this horse quite a bit, but I'm not quite sure if the 6 furlongs, if they're going to be strong enough. But they're interesting, that's for sure. And then you have Incinerator and Wound Up, the alsos in this race. So in this race, I think that there's enough speed to set it up for Lucky Score. I think it's a really consistent horse. I know that the horse has not really run on the synthetic at Turfway, and that's fine. They have experience over the synthetic at Woodbine. And while I said before it doesn't necessarily translate, I still think that this particular runner has what we need. They'll be sitting just off the pace, and they're going to make that one big move. Now, they couldn't get to Nobles last time out, but that was their first run or second run off of a layoff. Now it's third off the layoff. I think they may get their exact a little revenge, and will get value because No Balls is in this race. So definite value on the 6 Lucky Score, and that's the runner that we're going to go with in the Holiday Cheer Stakes. That's going to be Saturday at Turfway Park, and once again, it's races 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we think we can get some value in those races. Vinya Arana, we like quite a bit. I'll say it. We like that horse. Then we're going to like Cameo Performance. And, of course, we like Lucky Score. And it's just one of those situations where I really feel like we can get some things going. Nicest Pie probably won't be much of a price, but we want to get these 4 winners and get home and get this money and move on to the next thing. If you want to play a pick 5, race number 10 is a very interesting, I think it's a maiden race on the card, so you might be able to spread in that race if you feel pretty good like I do about 1 or 2 horses in races 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's what's happening on Saturday at Turfway Park. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, that's how we do things here on Horse Race Bets. I'm Ken Rudolph. We'll see you then. Good luck and enjoy whatever you're into.